And today's video card showcases the beautiful 2016 Christmas Angel. She is so pretty. I'll show you the items that we'll be using in today's video. We have the Christmas blessings, and here she is. She's absolutely lovely. And we're going to be cutting frames with the double pierced rectangles, both the A and the B set. And the difference between those is just about 1/8 of an inch, so you have a really pretty mat size with that. Pop those over to the side. We're also going to be using some of the Vellum and the double-sided sticky adhesive sheets too. So we're going to start there. What I've gone ahead and done ahead of time is I've created a sticky sheet, just a piece of white card. I've covered it with a self-adhesive sticky sheet, and I've cut about 10 of the Christmas blessings in silver card. So I've just started to put them on, and I've just offset them ever so slightly so they'll kind of fit into each other. So I'm going to finish working down the page with these. And as you see, they're very detailed, so you want to be careful to try and keep them nice and straight. And I'm going to pop this into place right about there, so the loop from the C will sit right under the S. And as you see, I haven't taken the sticky adhesive backing sheet all the way off because I can use that to press that into place. So bring it back, and we'll do this one. And they're going right off the page too, so don't worry about that. We're going to trim that. Pop that into place there. Pop that one down, give it a nice press. Go down a little bit further. Grab another one, put that into place, and a little further down, offset that. There we go, and now I can peel that off, and we'll do the last few here. So this one will sit right towards the bottom. There we go. And this one's going to go only partially onto the card here. Put that into place, pop that down, and give it a good press in with the backing on that. So now I want to bring over a piece of copy paper because I have all that other exposed adhesive there. We're going to coat that with the diamond sprinkles, and that will fill in our background and give a nice little soft, subtle bling to it as well. There we go. Move it all around, burnish it into place, and look in this corner. That looks like I've gotten all of that. Let's give it a nice little tap off. Catch it with that copy paper. And we can fold that and put it right back into our container so there's no waste, which is always nice. And now, if you have a paper cutter at home, you can just put this on a paper cutter. I'm just going to trim up the side with my scissors, taking off the extra bit, following the edge of the card there. There we go. Get that on there really good. Go, and let's get into that bottom corner there. Okay, tidy that up. So now I've got a really pretty background that's got Christmas blessings written all over the back of it, which I think goes beautiful with the angel. So what I want to do next is cut a frame. Okay, pop this over to the side, bring in my cutting plates, and I'm going to use, let's see, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one up on the double pierced rectangles, and I believe this is the B set I'm using, and then the A set is actually a 1/4 bit off of that. So in fact, I'll show you so you can see the difference between them. So your cut edge will just lay directly inside of that, and I've used this one to cut a little silver edge that will actually go underneath. So pop this into place, get it nice and centered. Tape it. Now it's not going to tape very well with the glitter, but it should hold that into place. We'll give it a quick cut. Get that centered up there. And you may have to run this a few times only because you've got a a piece of card, and then you've also got the sticky sheet and you've got the glitter. So there's quite a bit to this. So what I might recommend doing is cutting it like this and then turning it and cutting it this direction, and that should take care of it nicely for you. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's see if that did the trick. And if not, you can take a knife to it and trim it if you need to a little bit. I think we're doing just fine here. So you've got a really nice frame. Now this piece we're going to use as well, okay? Because it will fit back in there nicely. Now what I've done is I've skipped ahead a little bit to the next step. I've gone ahead and cut the silver frame and put it on the inside there. I've added a little mounting foam, but you can see it just gives you a nice little edge. And I want to use the piece that I cut out of here because it lines up perfectly. So I'll pop these to the side now and show you what I've done. So this is the piece that came out of here originally, and I'm going to put a piece of vellum over that just to kind of blur it a little bit and soften it. Now I find that our Dries Clear glue works really well with vellum. I don't have any problem with it showing through, and what I usually do is just tap it a little bit to flatten it out. But you've actually got a little bit of an edge here, so you can add a tiny bit down the edge if you want, and it shouldn't show at all. There we go. We'll pop that right over the top, and that's going to go behind that, so you won't even have to worry about that being perfectly sized. Okay. And just to give you a quick measurement, which I always forget, the piece I started out with was 6 inches by 6.5 inches. Okay. There we go. So that will sit right there, and we're going to raise this piece up to create like a little recessed area. I've added the mounting foam on the back. Pop that on. And because this was cut out of this originally, it'll sit back in there nice and evenly. Let me just line it up so all my lettering looks like it's straight. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to bring it over and put it onto my base piece. And I've probably got enough sticky there. Let's add just a tiny bit more here and here. Pop that right into place. There we go. And because I've used silver and white and black, I've put that into my mat and layer so it's all coordinated. Okay, so now I've got a nice little spot for my angel. So let me show you what I've done with the angel. And what I want to do is not cut her this time, but I want to emboss her, but not heavily. So I don't want to use the regular everyday embossing sandwich for this. What I want to do is just give it a light emboss. So I've kind of improvised a little bit. Pop it onto my white card, tape it into place. Okay, I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to bring this over. So to do the embossing, you want to turn it upside down on the base plate. I'm going to cover it with some copy paper, and I've got 5 sheets here that I'm going to fold in half. Now everybody's machine is a little bit different, so you might have to do a little trial and error to see what works for you, but I don't want a very deep emboss, so I don't want to use this with the regular embossing mat. But I pop that over, pop that on top, and then use the raspberry plate. That should give me just enough that I can see the angel, but it won't cut through the paper deeply. And if it doesn't, then we can add another piece. So I'll show you what it should look like. Let's see how we did. Move that out of the way. Just about what I wanted. So you can see I've got a image of the angel, but it hasn't broken through the card, and that's exactly what I want. So I can go through and hand cut that to give me the background piece for this angel, and none of that paper has cut, so it's going to be very pretty behind it. So I'll show you what I mean here. Pop these to the side. I went ahead and cut the angel in both silver and black, and you see she's quite open, and I wanted a solid backing for that. And I've just offset it ever so slightly so that I have a black shadow there. Okay, so now what I want to do is put that on top of this, and I'm just going to use a little bit of spray glue. Get her skirt and her wings. Pop that right over the top so I've got a nice solid backing. I've cut it out so it should match up, and if not, you can sort of trim it a little bit if you've missed an area. So now she looks like she's solid, but you've got pretty white back there. Nothing's cut through and nothing's broken through the card to show. And that is sometimes an issue when you do regular embossing using the embossing mat and folder. So, or excuse me, the plate. So I've got some mounting foam on the back just to raise her up a little bit, and she will sit right in the center here. Ever so pretty. And because you have that beautiful vellum back there, it kind of blurs the words, but it gives a really pretty backdrop for her. And you've got all your Christmas blessings going around in the frame. I just love the way this card looks. I think it's the perfect sense of Christmas about it. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It'll send all the emails your way when there's new videos loaded.